Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday evening, friends and family.
We're inside. Yay. It's too cold to be outside.
I've never done that. Like, it's not natural for me to go yay. I've never done that.
It is natural for me if we're going to be inside where it's not cold.
It's pretty chilly out there, friends and family. It really is kind of chilly out there tonight. So we moved it inside. Hey, we're live in there. I don't have the phone.
Is that our best view on this laptop? We're seem very tiny. Can you see? Is that how it normally is?
I can bring it closer.
No, I thought it was normally. We're fine. That's fine.
We're learning
as
things all the
long as we
time.
can see your comments, that's what really matters.
Look at me drinking out of a GCSU cup. Watch out, Georgia
That's right.
College.
It's Georgia Apply to College Week.
Well, I'll be.
It's ending. The Apply to College Week has been.
Too late for me.
You missed it. No behind to college for you.
I'm
Luckily,
out.
you've already done that plenty.
We are done. We are colleged.
We're
colleged.
out.
We are colleged up.
Hey, Sarah.
Sarah, how are you this evening?
Sarah's
Two of my favorites.
Sarah's not colleged up.
Sarah?
She's still.
I've
she's
heard
college
rumors.
and strong.
College and strong, girl. Proud of you. Excited. Proud of you, Sarah. It's wonderful. Thanks for your help today. We had a luncheon after church. It was lovely.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of kids. So we pulled in some folks from all
How
over.
many kids were there? Like
Sarah, how many kids were in there?
40?
Do you know?
All I know is
There
our
were a
kids
lot.
did not want to leave. We had to leave early to be home with the dog, and they were like, "Can't we just stay?" I'm
By the
like,
end of it, the kids were ready to leave. Parents were like,
the
for the love of
workers
Peter,
are
let's
ready
go.
for you to go. I think these people who are in this nursery,
The
with
workers
these
that we
teenagers-
asked politely / conned into working back there. No, we had two hired nursery, but then there were more children than
By
anticipated.
hired, he means we planned ahead, and they knew they were going to be doing it.
That was the planning ahead part. That's right.
And they were paid, right?
They
They're all
will be.
paid?
They will be paid.
Oh,
I
here
still
we
have to
go
pay a
with
couple of
the
those
they
girls
will
for
be.
the last couple of Wednesdays, so they're going to get a paycheck this week, like
Girls,
sometime.
it is not rude for you to ask Pastor Danny.
Just 30
when
kids.
is the paycheck coming? Because
Ask me, help
if
me.
he forgets you, don't do it for free. He says it's
Don't do it for free. Michael Mincy, good to see you, my
Just
friend.
30 kids,
Virtually.
yeah, 30 kids for
Just
a
a
lunch
30
meeting.
kid
After
party?
they've been in class for 2 services already, no big deal.
Sarah was in line to get that piece of pizza. Sarah, I'm so sorry. You were in line, and I could see your eye on it. Like, I had a piece later of the pizza, but Sarah was like, yeah, sure. Never even hesitated.
So sweet. I
Servant.
can't.
Holy cow. Very thankful.
There comes a point when you're in that line and you see the certain staff member coming, and you're like, they're going to ask me to do the kids. I've been
I'm
there.
usually the staff member asking people to do stuff.
I've been there when I've been the girl in line getting pizza that ends up in the nursery.
It's sad.
It's not an ideal place to be when you were thinking,
You're about to get a piece of pizza and sit down and have a
adult
grand old time.
conversation. So we appreciate
Y'all,
it.
we have eaten well at church. If you've had a chance to be in the building in
Yes,
last
we
week,
have.
we have had some meetings and some gatherings.
I don't know what Marco's pizza I had for lunch today, but it was delicious. It was the one that was
delicious.
like fully loaded,
Mine too.
not just cheese or
Yeah.
pepperoni.
Mushrooms were on there.
Well done, Marco's.
Shout out to Marco's, and they delivered.
Yum.
I
Marco's
don't know
has
how we get
hooked
the
us
things
up.
back. Jeff, I guess somebody took the things back. If not, we'll get them back tomorrow.
Well, we love Marco's.
delivery things.
Way to
Girl,
go.
that was
Way to go,
wonderful.
Marco's. They're always
Great time.
Always a win.
And then Wednesday night, y'all, we had an absolute blast. We had our Thanksgiving meal, had like 250 something. It was a lot.
At least.
It was a crowd. There were a lot of folk there gathered
Jenny
in the
Kennedy
building.
aired Thanksgiving dinner along with a couple of other families in the nursery. At a
Yeah.
table.
in the nursery. It was full. It was
I don't think
wonderful, but it
anybody's
was full.
confused about whether or not our building is full of people, but in case
It's
you were
full of people.
confused.
There's a lot of people, y'all, and
That'll
it's
iron it
wonderful. Got to find something.
That 10 Commandments video, though, that took the cake. The kids got up and recited, and they truly do.
Oh, they learned the song.
know-
They know the song.
And I think so do I. Just from
I do
watching
too.
the video.
After losing thumbs, I'm not stealing. I'm just saying, number 8, brother.
The 8th
That
commandment.
was for real. That
Thou
they
shalt
did.
not steal.
It's a catchy one. It's stuck in my head. It's still in there. So it's
You
good.
got some gun violence from killing, and the thumbs are lost. So the kids are like, we know it. We know
Kid
it all.
number song. My kids have never known it better.
Luke was especially confused. Not really confused, but just like the timing of this could not have been more different. He had a Bill of Rights test the next day,
Yeah.
and there were 10 hand motions that went with 10
The Bill of
fingers
Rights, yeah.
for the Bill of Rights. He said, I feel like tomorrow I'm going to confuse. Like I'm going to be writing 10 commandments on the Bill of Rights test. And I was like,
That would have been
it's okay.
awkward.
If that
Happens all the time. I'm sure it happened all the time with the founding fathers.
I mean, we hit it at the exact day. I
That
don't know
was
how we
crazy
timed
timing.
it exactly like that.
That
but
was crazy with it.
so now we know the Bill of Rights and
And the Ten
the
Commandments.
10 Commandments.
And the hand
all
motions
of the
that go
10
along.
hand motions that go with each. I think I know all 20. I think I've got them all in one day.
Go do it right here in front of us.
No.
Let's go.
No, I do know the no thumbs though. Number 8, do not steal.
That's it.
Number 10,
Wonderful night.
don't be grabby.
Don't be grabby. That's in the song, not mine.
Guys, there's a video. You have to see it. It's good. It's good stuff. Seriously.
It was a great night. Everybody did a wonderful time with it. Very, very thankful. I don't know if the video ever made it online or not. I need to find
For
out.
Wednesday night?
Mhm.
I don't know if it did either because I was trying to look for it.
I know. I was trying to look for it and it kept
to
freezing
see
up.
if we
But
could find
we had a good time.
yours and Jeff's skit that
Mine
we
and
did.
Jeff's skit. It was classic.
If you weren't there, you missed out. So
Thank you, Kim. It was a great Sunday in the building and virtually,
It
Kim. I hope
was
that went
great.
well. We had a good Sunday, Kim. It was really neat. And that topic, I've preached through the. We're going to be talking about Luke 15 tonight
Hey,
too,
Miss
if you got a
Linda.
Bible device. But preached through the prodigal son a few times. I enjoyed. It was good today. It was a really, really neat service. So thank you, Kim. Miss Linda, I missed a phone call from you last week.
last week, Danny.
I know,
What in the
Linda.
world? Hopefully you didn't need us. Call
Oh
again.
wow,
If you ever
Linda,
call
call me right now. I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna check.
If you ever call one of us and we don't answer and you need
Oh,
us,
no.
just call us right back. 2, are you checking her voicemail right now?
Yeah,
Great.
Miss Linda, I'm so embarrassed.
I will say, of the two of us, Danny is way ahead of me in the answering the phone and checking voicemails
Linda,
category.
I'm so sorry.
If you know me at all, you already know that. It's not personal. I have so many.
Miss
I
Linda, I'm
don't know
really
that
sorry.
I acknowledge the missed call, but that's as far as I get usually.
That's my bad. That's my bad, Miss Linda. I hope you're feeling better. And I'm glad you're on here tonight. We're very thankful for you.
Yeah, please don't leave our church.
Please, that's the pastor. What you do, call the pastor. You can't.
Don't rely
That's
on
just
her.
on me. That's just on me.
At the meeting today of the luncheon, we learned that Jeff is your stunt double. You should have called Jeff.
I should. Yeah, Jeff will get back.
He is a good.
Jeff
he's
is
a good
on it.
substitute person. If you need somebody to do something, get it done, call Jeff. Call Danny first. If he doesn't answer your
Just
phone
keep
call,
going down
call
that
Jeff.
line. It's wonderful.
Don't call me. I'm not the stunt double for anybody.
We'll keep trying, y'all. We'll
Matt
keep
asked
trying.
if I'd be his stunt double, and I was like, no,
Nope.
I'm not going to do it.
Nope.
So, fun meeting.
Had another
fun
great
times.
meeting after church today. So it's been a wonderful week, and we're looking forward to having another week. Then Thanksgiving break next week, y'all. So we're getting into this
Yay.
thing. We're almost here in the holiday season. Looking forward to it.
I love Thanksgiving.
I do too. I love Thanksgiving, and
We cooked
Shantae's cooking
Thanksgiving
a lot of
dinner
food.
here, so I really love it. We had
Yeah.
our family come, and Danny's dad got an 18-pound turkey.
Dan,
so plenty
cooking
of
it
turkey.
up, brother. We're gonna have
You
some.
are not in. If you have nowhere to be Saturday
Come on.
evening,
We're gonna have some turkey
we will have turkey for you.
and a lot
So,
of other food. It's gonna be a
for
great
sure.
time. Families gathering at our house Saturday, and
We're just getting the Thanksgiving holiday started early.
yep, getting
And
started
then we'll
early.
just have the whole week to keep
Everybody's going in
eating
different
all the
directions.
things. Yep.
So I hope y'all are going. Anybody else going anywhere crazy this next week? If you are, share with the group. We'd love to hear it. Hope you're getting ready for a good Thanksgiving season.
Good Thanksgiving season. All of my students are already in Christmas season. They've moved past. They just are like, I think they'll celebrate Thanksgiving on the day, but they're 100% in Christmas mode already. We're decorating the school for Christmas right now. I don't know if you have a reason to come by the high school, but if you do,
It's
there's
looking good.
lights all the way up the main hallway.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
gonna check
It's
it
a
out this
winter
week.
wonderland at the high school. We're putting all of our trees up. We'll probably have, I don't know, 60 or 70 Christmas trees in the hallway. We decorate. We
That's
go all
really cool.
out. So we don't want to wait until after Thanksgiving. We have
Don't
to
wait.
get that party started now. And that means that the kids, it translates into them saying, if we do all our work, will you play Christmas music? So we've been listening to Christmas music for a week already.
That's well
I
played.
didn't think I was ready for it, but here we are.
That's
I
exciting.
don't know.
Sonny.
Natalie and Blake decorated their whole house for Christmas
I know.
last week.
I've
I
heard.
feel like it's a little early.
But oh wow,
But-
there it is. Each program decks the halls. That's good, Nikki Edwards. That's
Each
good.
program does deck the halls. Our algebra class is decking the halls. We have a tree. It's going to be an algebra tree.
I'm
Everybody's-
inspired right now. That needs to be in a leadership podcast somewhere. We're decorating our church in a couple weeks. It's going to be great, but we don't have programs doing it. We're just all compiling resources.
It's not. It's nothing like the high school.
It's-
We've got nothing on.
I'm not
Mr.
trying to
Jimmy's
compare.
Christmas
I can't compete
light
with that.
game is top notch.
par
You
none.
cannot compete with Mr. Jimmy. Absolutely.
I'm intimidated. I haven't even been there. I was there last week. I didn't see it.
And I don't know. The church has never invited me to have an algebra Christmas tree ever. So
Wow.
there's
Church.
going to be one at the high school. You can come and check it out.
Chrismon all day long. It's not algebra. I know that much.
Chrismon.
Chrismon with equations.
Does everyone know what a Chrismon Tree is? Probably not.
Family and friends, do you know what a Chrismon Tree is?
I didn't know until I met
Anyone
Steve
else?
Powers.
Steve Powers was a big fan of the Chrismon Tree.
Steve Powers and all of our Haven family, you know the Chrismon Tree. It's, what is it, monograph? Is that what he would say? Christmas monographs that hang on the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Symbols of Christmas that remind us
Symbols of Christmas that remind us of
the good news,
spiritual
the gospel.
good news, the gospel.
So we had the Chrismon tree would go up on
We did,
stage.
and
we
everybody
have
would get an
Sunday
ornament
where we
and go up and decorate it.
Right. The
It was
whole
neat.
church congregation would decorate the Chrismon tree. I
And it
loved
looked
Chrismon
great.
Tree Day. It was one of my favorite things we did.
Steve and Lynn had one in their house.
They did, and of course it was beautiful.
It was insane.
Like,
I was intimidated.
if Better Homes
I used to think it was
and
because I was
Gardens did a
young,
Chrismon
and then I
tree, it would
realized
be
it's just because
Lynn's.
I'm lazy. I can't compete with that. I can't compete with that.
I think we thought we were going to grow into being those people,
We're
and we
working
have still
towards it.
not. Still
Working
not.
towards that. Eddie Smith, do you know we have an awesome church family? I have heard of this church family of yours.
We do.
They came through like a boss for the Christmas float. Thank
Yay,
you, church
good.
family.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Eddie, great announcement at the end of service today, and I'm glad we got a lot of folks signed up for that. If you're
the
looking
city
for
of
something to
Madison
do,
has been trying to have a Polar Express Christmas parade. This is our third
We're coming
year.
through this
we
year.
are doing it. We have tried to have a Christmas float and it keeps getting canceled. So this year we're doing it. We're gonna have Polar Express.
we're doing it. We're gonna have Polar
Eddie's your
Express.
man.
If you want to help, see Eddie Smith. If you want to ride on the float, see Eddie Smith. If you want to walk, figure that out, y'all.
Listen,
This thing goes.
First of all, it is no walk.
It goes. It's a sprint.
If you are
it's
a
a
sprinter,
significant. It's like a
the-
Johnny France walk.
Okay.
You know, like a Johnny France run. It's not a Danny run
Johnny
where you like
or Jeff
run.
Rogers
It's like
ran.
Jeff and Johnny. If Jeff and Johnny go for a run,
They're gonna
that's
be
what
fine.
you're doing. Like it's higher paced
If
than what I want to
you
do.
don't run regularly, do not sign up to walk in this parade.
The last one I was in,
Madison
I
Christmas
dropped out
parade,
when we turned off of College onto Main Street. I was like, Rob Rayner. I was like, Rob, we're
They
not
pick
we're
up
not
at
catching
high,
up.
You're driving
I
at
dipped out.
the speed limit at this point, and people, children are trying to walk.
Children,
strollers.
it's too much.
Lindsey Jackson, I'll never forget the year that we were trying to walk beside, and we just started throwing kids into the flow. It's unreal.
So if you're gonna walk, bring a golf cart. All right,
we didn't
decorate
go
that thing
to
with something
the World
for
Series
real.
Atlanta Braves parade, but from what I hear,
It was quick.
it was quick,
It was
and
set
I feel
on
like
Madison
they took
Christmas
their notes.
parade.
Yes.
Standard.
We get that thing started, you go, you don't stop, and then it's over. It's
Let's do
like
this.
you can literally miss the whole parade.
You
in
can miss
about
the whole thing.
12 minutes.
It's gonna be fun, y'all. I hope
Yes.
you come out and help
if
out
they
with it.
cancel the parade, we are taking the train. I agree, Eddie. This is
We're
happening.
taking it down Main Street. Yes, Eddie.
100%.
100%. We'll make it happen. I love it. Kristen Mitchell, that's right. You've been in Stephen Lynn's house.
That
Old
was
school,
the biggest Christmas
Rockdale.
tree I've seen in my life, Kristen.
It
So they have their
was
Chrismon
massive.
tree, I think, was little in the front.
It was
and
in, like, the
then
front
Lynn
foyer.
would go to, like, I don't know, a forest and get
It was
this.
it was in Germany. I
She
think she
went
went
to
to
a
the German
legitimate-
forest and chopped
Nothing
down a tree.
about a tree that was grown in Georgia was this tree.
It was stunningly beautiful.
Unbelievably huge. And she would decorate for,
It was
I
perfect.
feel like, months.
It was
for
perfect.
Christmas.
Really, it was nice.
There was not
Wonderful,
a
wonderful.
surface in that woman's house that was not decked
You'd walk in and go, "This is perfect."
for Christmas. It was beautiful. I can think about all the things now, all the little details. We would always go to the Free Spirits Christmas party, the elderly Christmas Sunday school Christmas party at Stephen Lynn's. It was one of my favorite times of year.
Oh, it was
Still.
fun. We had some grand old times.
The ornaments, yeah, yes. She would buy
Sure
me an
enough,
ornament for
Kristen, it's
Christmas,
true.
and it would. I could be like, I can't put this
It'd come
on
in a
our
box
tree.
like this big. Like, what is this? Like a bowling ball? No, it's an ornament for the tree. Like, wow, that's.
But on her
legit.
tree, that was the norm.
Or tree, it kind of.
You couldn't put
felt like a
normal
golf ball.
Christmas ornaments on that tree. They would just be dwarfed. But she gave me one, and I'm like, I'm gonna put this on the counter in a bowl because it's
Really
huge.
nice. Kristen got that Rockdale down.
Sweet memories.
I love it. Some wonderful people.
Sweet Rockdale memories.
But we do have the Christmas parade coming up. That's December 11th.
It's the same day as Pancakes.
Same
with
day as
Santa.
Pancakes with Santa, guys.
So
Come on out.
get your time slot
Pancakes with
for
Santa in the morning.
pancakes.
That in the
Christmas parade
evening.
is afternoon.
We still have the pictures coming in. Anybody that's virtual, Miss Susie, hello to the Meanses. If you could help me, I'll ask Justin as well tomorrow. Let's see any of our virtual folks that can't get in the building to get a picture made. We'll start getting some pictures from our virtual folks.
Yeah,
Anybody
that's a good
that
idea.
virtually worships with us and gathers,
I
so
hope
that
we
we
make
can
it
have
over
that.
100 virtual members soon. She was saying that we're on the
Y'all,
threshold. I want to know an update.
If
Miss
you
Susie.
Facebook search right now, Lake Point Virtual Ministry, and if you don't
If you're
like
not
it, you're not
follower,
participating.
follow it.
Follow.
Or whatever.
Smash
What do
that
you-
like button. That's
do
what the
you-
kids' videos say.
Subscribe.
Smash. Subscribe.
I don't know what it is on Facebook. I don't know anything.
It's fantastic.
But
But for
whatever
real,
it
we're getting
is,
close to 100 folks
Like
on here,
it or
Susie.
subscribe to it or follow it or whatever the button
Mm-hmm.
says. Do that.
Do that.
And
We'll make it
hopefully we'll
happen.
pass 100. That's exciting.
I think we're getting close. We are getting. We're like 96 or 4 or something.
If
really
it's
cool.
such a great group. I follow it just to keep an eye on what's going on. And I learned so much, Miss Susie.
Yeah.
There's always things going on, and whichever one of us sees the virtual page will inform the other one about things that we wouldn't have heard of otherwise. I mean, seriously, it's always happening. And I'm like, did you see the virtual page today? What's going on in people's houses and homes? So it's good. Hey,
It's
Mr.
good.
Tim, how are you?
Tim, my man, good to see you, brother. That baby was wrapped
I was
up.
about to say, more and more family members of the McCart family, and they're all so
The
cute and
McCart
tiny.
family, they're taking up a row or two. Like y'all are
And they're adorable.
multiplying, literally multiplying. Did
But
you
if
hear?
I had to, no.
Tim, would you like to share with my wife?
Well, I think you
Tim's
just,
gonna have another grandchild. Currently in the womb.
that's exciting. That's so
Wonderful.
exciting.
I'm excited for you.
I
Tim.
didn't even mean to set him up for that. That was perfect.
Well, some things just are meant to be.
I do feel like every Sunday there's another cute grandbaby just coming in the door.
Another cute one.
But they were bundled up this morning because it was freezing this morning.
It was.
What in the world?
It was cold this morning. Which leads us to another issue that we need to address. We got another one. That's right, my man Tim. Got another one on the way.
There's a delay.
We have a few moms, and I started counting. And Tim, your
Yeah.
daughter's in this, that have had babies just in the last like 6 to 9 months. All right, not old babies, like babies that are a year or
Not
less
old
old.
babies.
And we have a group of lasers starting to get together to have a moms gathering. The day might change
Yes.
now, but y'all, it's really neat. So I'm going to ask anybody on here. One, we have to know you. Two, you have to be kind and legitimate. But if you are free during the week, like probably Tuesday or Wednesday morning, and you're thinking, man, I'd just love to go and
Hold some
rock a
babies.
baby, just hold a baby. Let us know on here. We are looking for one, maybe even two people to come out and hold some babies for some of these newer moms. They're going to start getting together, just have a cup of coffee in the same building with the kids in the nursery, but just so they can have a few minutes. Those of you that are moms or have been moms,
If you've been a mom of a baby, you know how important
kinda
that is.
just
Even
catch your breath for a
15
little bit.
minutes of just time with another mom is golden.
It's
So if
really
we
good.
can help these moms make this happen, we would love to do that. And I always enjoyed when our kids were babies, we had Bible studies with other women, and we would find a way to get babysitters. And a lot of times sometimes it was my mom or another person's mom. You really build a relationship with those people who have maybe raised their kids and their kids are grown, and you learn from them. There's a lot to learn when you have a baby in the house. So if that is something you could do, let us know.
Let us
We
know.
would
We'd love
love
to talk to you about
to hook you guys up
That would be
with
great.
that sweet group of babies.
it. 40%. Good. You doing okay?
I'm good.
Let's do this. All right, guys.
I didn't know if you were going to follow that up.
I've got nothing there.
I'm good, everybody.
I've got nothing.
That's
We've
where that ended. Started and ended. I'm good.
starting right there. This morning in service, we preached on Luke 15, the prodigal son. And if you notice, all the songs that Matt had picked out were all about coming back to life.
Very
this idea of
thematic.
being alive, and it fit perfectly with the prodigal son story. But tonight, just for a few moments, all right, we're going to read through the first two parables right before this one. All right, so Jesus in Luke 15 is talking to them about how he came, how the Lord wants to find those that are lost. And it actually starts out right at the beginning of 15. It says, "Then all the tax collectors and the sinners," which is a fun category to be in, or classified in, "drew near to him to hear him." Right? So Jesus was drawing people that a lot of religious folks didn't think were very good. It says, "And the Pharisees," that's the religious folks, "and the scribes complained, saying, 'This man receives sinners and eats with them.'" So they're saying some things that were actually quite true, because Jesus did receive sinners, for all who are sinners. But right after that, and these are the two parables, I'm just going to read it. We'll talk about one, then we'll read the second one and talk about it. So before the prodigal son, Jesus said, "What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one which is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, 'Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost.' I say to you that likewise there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than 99 just persons who need no repentance." Pretty cool story. Simple illustration that Jesus gives of a man that finds a sheep. My favorite part of that is in the end, he says, "I say to you that in heaven," and Jesus would know because he came from heaven, he was going back to heaven, that's what happens when someone comes to faith in Christ. A lot of times I'll tell people that when I'm talking to them and they're praying to accept Christ or just to repent, because I believe that in that moment in heaven itself, the angels are celebrating, that Jesus himself is celebrating because of the decision that they made. Beautiful story to let us know that Jesus did come to find those folks that didn't think they were worth finding. I like it.
And that's just something that we can keep in our minds as we go through every day. I think our tendency is probably to gravitate towards the people who don't seem like they need saving, maybe the righteous people or the 99 in this story. But that's what I loved about the sermon this morning, was that you highlighted both brothers and how both needed Jesus, and Jesus sought both out. We think so much of the prodigal son needing Jesus, but we all need Jesus.
That's right.
And I think that human nature is to gravitate towards the person that's going to serve you the most, not the one who maybe needs the love of God the most. So just a really reversal of norms when he tells the story. Also, I'm always so distracted by the 99. As a shepherd, do you normally leave 99 sheep unattended?
In the wilderness.
Seems like a lot.
In the wilderness.
I mean, that's a big detail that he goes out of his way to say. And just as a mom, if I leave 2 of the kids to go and focus all of my attention on 1 of the kids, there's a strong chance.
It makes me wonder, and somebody on here, Tim, maybe you know, like Susie, somebody will probably know. It makes me wonder if in Jewish tradition, like if one got lost, were the others already in a pen, you know, or in a safer area? But he says, he straight up says in the wilderness.
I don't know anything
in this
about
passage.
Sheep.
He says if he loses one, he lets them in the wilderness.
Mine says in the open country. I'm in the ESV.
He's like, bye y'all, I gotta go find the sheep. Picks it up and brings it back. But to me, if you're a literal sheep farmer and you have an answer for us, help us out here.
Maybe they herd together normally. Like if they're, it's not a verb, I don't think, but maybe the 99 of them are like, let's stay together. And maybe they naturally huddle together. So you can leave 99 of them.
Herding?
I don't know.
Herding up.
Look,
That's
I don't
good.
know what
like
sheep
that.
do.
Really
I didn't know that pigs
we
ate
don't
things
know
called
sheep.
pods.
We don't.
I didn't know that that was a thing. I've never.
You want to learn some stuff though? Say it in the sermon. Watch how many. I get some responses.
I never once even read the word pod in that story. I've always read it as slop.
Boom. We have some intelligent folk at Lake Point.
If you asked me yesterday if sheep or if pigs eat off a stinky thing off of a tree called a pod, I would have been like, absolutely not. And where did you hear that? And if someone said the Bible, I would have been floored. I've never heard that. It's never been something that came out
from
of that
2 sources that said the exact. They sent almost the same picture. I was like, "Are y'all related?" It's crazy, and they're not related because one is Miss Jessie, who was born in Puerto Rico, and the other is Terry Smiley, who was born in Mississippi. Like completely opposite places there.
Do pigs in Mississippi eat pods?
Terry actually sent me an article. He sent me an article. He just understands.
He's just a knowledgeable guy, though. He didn't know it from Mississippi.
Herd together, buddy system.
I really do think that maybe, I mean, if you're going to read something into this, I think you have to read into the 99. They're together. And so the shepherd is like, all right, 99.
You stay here.
Stay together.
I'm going to
watch each other. Because as a mom, that's my best hope. If I'm leaving the 2 to go to 1 who needs me, pretty much the last thing I say to the 2 is, you 2 stay together.
That's right.
Look out for each other. And in all seriousness, I think that that's our job as the church. We're supposed to be the 99, keeping each other here while the 1 is being sought after. That's just where my mind goes.
I like that because it's hard though, because now that I'm a parent, I'm still a child of my dad, but mom, but like now that I'm a parent, it's this interesting balance because you want your kids to be safe, which I think we're supposed to. Want to make wise decisions and trust the Lord. And there's nothing wrong with this. Like my parents were big, your parents were big on like, hey, be careful with who you hang out with. Don't let other people they could influence the way you think, the way you speak, the way you believe. I mean, there's a lot of influence. So if you're a younger person, you're watching this, who you hang out with has an effect on who you are.
Definitely. 1,
this is Jesus. So he wasn't easily swayed in things. But 2, it is good to know that in the Christian faith, in my mind, I don't have the theological word for it, but one of the primary goals of the Christian faith is to go out and find other people and tell them the good news, which means, and this is counterintuitive, like it means that church, we are actually called to lead the church folk. I think Jesus always sends his boys out in 2s. So, like you leave with 1 or 2 people. Go out to where folks are. As an example, he's like, go out in 2s. Somebody might mess with you for real. There's power in numbers. But also, it's good to have like somebody keep the others accountable. Yeah. But to be aware of that, y'all, and that's one thing we got to be careful of in the church is not to get too comfortable in the herd that we forget about the fact that there are still a lot of
There may
people that
be
need
one lost.
to experience what the herd has experienced.
Yeah, I like it. I
Herd
think
it up.
we've read into the herd mentality all that we can.
Next story. The parable of, the
Lost
parable of the lost
coin.
coin. Or what woman having 10 silver coins, this is in verse 8 of Luke 15, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp, which is fun because it means it happened probably in the nighttime, sweep the house and search carefully until she finds it. And when she has found it, she calls her friends and neighbors together, saying, rejoice with me, for I have found the piece that was lost. Likewise, I say to you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. I like how in here it says she lights a lamp and starts searching for it. Jesus says he's the light of the world. He came to bring the light into the world, and he searched for anyone who would be willing to say, Lord, I'm here, find me. I like that. That's
My little note in my Bible says the Greek for these 10 coins is drachmas. Is that how you would say that
That's
in
how I
Greek?
would say it. That's exactly
I know
how I
you're
would say
very
it.
educated about the Greek language.
Baklava, That's what present. She
A
knows
little
the general math.
Tava's,
Okay.
little Tava's knowledge.
Little Tava's Pizza. Kristen Mitchell, can you back me up on that?
I
You
didn't mean because
understand?
you've eaten at Tava's. I meant because you've taken Greek class in seminary. You know, the one that I helped you with, and I wasn't enrolled in that school. Remember that?
I do. Thanks for doing that.
I know
Tom Slater.
maybe as much Greek and
I
maybe
got a B.
almost as much Hebrew as he does. Because that was a good girlfriend.
She was a good.
Anyway, 10 drachmas. 1 drachma is a Greek coin approximately equal in value to a day's wages for a laborer.
Okay.
So she had 10. So it's like her paycheck.
Her paycheck for the
And she
couple
lost
weeks. For 2 weeks.
a
Yeah.
day's worth of money.
Yeah, I missed that.
So whatever you make in one day is kind of what she's looking for.
She
So
lost
not
it
just a
in that
coin
time.
like we think of a
like
dime.
a quarter or something. Yeah.
So you would be a little bit. Have you ever had that? I know we all have. Like you need to find one thing in your house. Maybe not even money. Usually it's in our house. It's usually like somebody's.
In this very moment, I
Social
don't know where my
Security
driver's
card
license,
or
personal
their-
debit card, or
Oh.
church credit card are. I'm pretty sure they're in my truck because when I washed my wallet the other
Danny
week, it
washed his
destroyed
entire
it.
wallet.
Lost a lot in there. But no, those are hard to keep up with when they're not in a wallet. I've never done it before in my life. I was like, they're safe. I mean, I checked the account line it'll be fine. I need to confirm.
Yeah, this
I'll
is
confirm.
new information. To
Take
me.
out the church credit card part. That was on me. All right, like I'm sure it's fine. But we'll make sure.
Well, but I'm saying like she's in that mode of okay, I have got to find this, and I don't know how frustrated everybody else gets when you know that it's in the house, you know you can find it, and you're just like, where is it? And you're turning all the lights on, and that's what this description. She's sweeping the house. She is desperate to find this coin,
Yep.
and just the intention that she's showing with looking
right.
for. She lights the lamps. She sweeps the house and seeks diligently until she finds it. And again, if you overlay this parable onto what it means to be a Christian in the church, how diligently do we seek those who are lost? I don't know that I could. I think that I've been more diligent about finding one of our Social Security cards or some important document for taxes. You can see how diligent I am in that minute. I'm turning the lights on, I'm pulling out all the drawers. Anytime we pull out the little fire safe box and we're going through that, it's like, okay, desperate times. But that level of just focus on, okay, what can I do to make this lost thing be found? You don't see that level of
willingness to
intention
do that. When you got
all the time.
Two things on it for me. One, it was a coin, so it had worth and value. I think Jesus seeks us out because y'all, according to the Lord, you have worth, you have value. He's seeking for you because you are worth something to him. You are actually worth everything to him. But the second part is, as for a church, and I'm proud of our church, and I pray that we can always do this, but it is hard because I was raised up in the church. Shawnee was raised up in the church, and I loved it. I still love my church home. I love the church people that poured into me. Very, very traditional setting growing up, but I still absolutely love it. But one of the things we strive for at Lake Point is to not allow anything to become so structured that it slows us down from going after as many lost people as we can. So that means that there will be times where we will do something that some folks might go, we've never done this before. We've never tried it before. We've never sang this before. We've never played that instrument. But our primary goal is to build up the believers, but also to find find folks who have never heard the good news before, and usher them hopefully into the
And
presence
so
of something.
that
to
means
bring the
we
good
have
news.
to do ministry in a way that looks a little bit unconventional, or maybe rubs some of the people who are already in the church a little bit of the wrong way. That's okay. We might do that. And it's not
Yeah.
intentional that we're just trying to be frustrating.
Yep.
But if we feel like someone could be reached in a
benefit from
different way, we're not going to stop trying.
I'm not going to stop. We had a lady couple weeks ago. She told me on the way out the door, she was raised Lutheran, and she said, I was like, wow, this isn't a Lutheran church. She said, no, it's not. She said, y'all are much less, and she stopped for a minute and pondered, y'all are much less structured than the
So
Lutheran
that
church.
could
I was like,
go
yeah,
a
that's
lot
the
of
truth.
direction.
We're
Yeah,
a lot less structured than the Lutheran church. But I've grown to appreciate it. But you got to be careful with that too. So for our church folks that are on here right now, some churches
Go too far.
They've gone too far, and they've lost their foundation. They've lost their footing. We don't want to do that. At Lake Point, we used to always say we want to be culturally relevant while being biblically pure. We want to be a type of place where people can come in, get a cup of coffee, feel very comfortable, and still receive the gospel message. Like still receive that, but to do it in a way where people can walk in the door and go, man, I feel okay here, and then deliver that. So, but yeah, Jesus does that well, and he says at the end, likewise I say to you, there's joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. A while back, I don't know if we were doing a class or something, but I was talking about comparison games, because a lot of times I think in our culture we like to compare to each other, or to one another, compare ourselves to other people. And I might have shared, but like as a pastor, sometimes I think, man, like Billy Graham, he was a really good preacher. He preached to 1 million people one time in Seoul, South Korea, 1 million people at one time. But to know that, man, that was what the Lord called him to do. He hasn't called me to do that just yet. But according to these verses, of course, the Lord, I think, gets excited when hundreds and hundreds of people come to know him at once. But this says when one person comes to know him, when one person repents. What does repent mean? It means when you choose to stop doing what you're doing, say, Lord, forgive me for this, and you trust in him. When one person repents, it says there's rejoicing in the presence of the angels. So for everybody hearing this right now, I fully believe that all of us will have an opportunity to minister to one person in the next few days, even if it's just one, to know that there's a lot of weight and value in that. That one person could cause
one
heaven
of
to
the
celebrate.
things that all three of these parables, the prodigal son was this morning, and then these two tonight, they all have a party and rejoicing at the end. Even the lady who finds her coin calls her friends, and they rejoice and they celebrate together with her that she found her valuable missing coin. And so that is the consistent theme. And I think Jesus is saying, like, look, it can play out a couple different ways. It might look a little bit different, but when anybody repents and was lost and now they're found, there will be rejoicing.
That's right.
And so we had a conference that we went to for children's curriculum a couple years ago. And remember, the theme was throw a party. And we talked about how children's ministry, it is a reason to throw a party. This is a celebration. We have a chance to have these kids at the very beginning of their faith journey, before life has hopefully hit them very hard, like some adults have a lot of baggage. Well, kids are resilient and young, and we have the best opportunity to set these kids up in their faith and on their journey with the gospel now, and that is every reason to celebrate and throw a party.
That's right.
And so children's ministry sometimes does seem like, man, this is just a big celebration, a big party all the time. There's a lot to celebrate in that.
It's beautiful. Y'all, last week, and I don't want to call her names, so I don't want to embarrass her or anything like that. And if mom's watching, I just want to know how proud, and dad, to be of your daughter. There's a young lady at our church for the last month now, has taken me up on an invitation to the church to come and ask the most difficult questions you can come up with. Because I think, this is just me, the Lord wants us to ask tough questions as Christians. He wants us to be brilliant and wise and think about difficult things. So for the last few Sundays, she's come up during the altar call time to ask me questions. And y'all, I don't know if anybody else can see that on Sundays, but you might think, what's this she's little, what's this little girl asking? Just so you know, 2 weeks ago when she came up, her two questions were, you say we are to trust in God. I said, yep. Said, why? Bam, that's solid. And then the other one was, the last 2 Sundays ago, what was it? She said, a lot of times people will say they hear God speaking to them. I said, yep. Said, what does his voice sound like? How do you know it's him? Solid. Today she came up, and it's really cool because we pray together right afterwards. I absolutely love it. But she came up and she said, hey, Pastor Danny. I was like, hey, it's like a regular thing now. I was like, hey, girl, what's up? And she said, all right, how many times will Jesus forgive you for sinning? Y'all, that's
Solid
that's
question.
good stuff. So we taught, and I was like, well, the Bible says that he'll forgive you as many times as you sin. Like anytime you come to him, he will forgive you. She took it in. We taught a little bit more. Absolutely love it. So
I just think that there are
absolutely
so few opportunities in life to be the person that gets to tell someone, he'll always forgive you. And that's the first time they've learned
that's
it.
the first time.
Children's ministry is a part.
That's it. That's
because
that's
every
it.
Sunday you get to be the person
That says
to introduce that idea. Now we can introduce that to teenagers.
Yep.
I can
And
introduce
adults,
that to
and
adults.
senior adults. We'll do
There
it all
are
day
people
long.
of every stage of life that once in a while you get this one little nugget of time where you're like, they really don't know. They really don't know they can be forgiven. They really don't know they're loved. They really don't know that they're valuable and lost. And Jesus is seeking them out. In kids ministry, you get that nugget a lot more often.
Yep.
And kids don't hesitate to ask those questions because they just want to
That's
know.
right. They just want to know.
And so when you get to be the person to communicate that to someone else, and maybe they have been lost and they knew they were lost, they have been prodigal and they felt it, like I just need to be home. That is a reason for a party.
That's
and
right.
I think that the church's next job is to be the ones that throw the party the best.
Throw the party well.
Celebrate with people when they come home.
That's
and
right.
make it clear that you're welcome here and we're excited that
There's
you're
a
back.
great song. It's actually, I think it's RG's, my father-in-law, Shawnee's dad, his favorite Christmas song. Absolutely beautiful. And a group last year called Cain, C-A.
Is it C or K? It might be K.
Okay, if you look up Cain,
Celebrate
Me Home,
Good
y'all.
song.
If you don't know, listen to
It's
that
a
one
cover
tonight.
of they didn't write it, it's an old song. But
It is so stinking
So
good. Celebrate Me Home. But there's something about that, and you hit that, Shawnee, that is that we as the church are called, we can't bring them, we can't make them come home, we can't make anyone else believe in Jesus. But y'all, when they do, to gather and to celebrate, because you know this, we've all been in situations that are messy before. You got to clean some of that stuff up. It's going to take a while. So that's not what people need to hear right at first. At first it is, and I've tried, and if y'all church family, help me with this, all right? If you're in the building with us or on virtually, say the same thing. I have intentionally tried to tell so many people in the last couple of weeks, it's been on my heart, I am so glad that you are here. And mean it. Like look them in the eye and genuinely in that moment, it sounds kind of weird, say just a quick, not like a long drawn out prayer, just a quick, Lord, thank you for this person. But look our fellow brothers and sisters in the eye and say, and me, like, I'm so glad that you are here. Because I think of all the places, little kids could be, teenagers, older, but anybody, of all the places they could be, to choose to do that. So celebrating our brothers and sisters, that's a neat thing to do. That's a really neat thing to do.
And it's a privilege.
It's a privilege. Don Smith, glad you're on here tonight, my friend. Y'all, I hope you have a wonderful week. If we can help you with
Did I
heater
watch
just
this
kicked
flash?
on. Yeah, that circuit board's high.
If our power
Kristen,
goes
I wish
out,
I knew
we
somebody
love
who
you.
worked for
Have a
Georgia
great
Power.
night.
Help, you know what I mean? No, it's going okay. It's good. It's
We
fine.
are the end of our line, literally.
We're at the end of the line.
We're the last one. So if it goes out, we're just out for a little while, and that's
Goes
okay.
out and you're
I
done.
thought for a second, oh, there it goes. It's not uncommon that we lose power.
It's not uncommon.
We spent all of Christmas Day in the
Christmas
dark.
Eve and Christmas Day, and it was cold.
Santa found us, though.
Straight
That's
up
what-
Little House on the
that's
Prairie
what
style.
matters.
It's not as cute anymore. Little House on the Prairie style. It's not. It's like it's cool for a little bit. Light some candles, sit next to the fire. It's cute for a little while.
10 minutes.
You're like, nope, still cold. Still cold. Still on Christmas Eve.
But
you
that
can't
poor
charge
Georgia
stuff.
Power worker came all day on Christmas and tried and tried and tried.
He did,
to
bless
get-
his heart.
And
I think
finally,
it was Mr. Mitchell. That's weird. Maybe it was. No, it wasn't Dustin.
no, it wasn't. Anyway, we're distracted.
We're very thankful
You
for
guys
all
have
of
a
you.
good
If we can do anything for you. And so we are not having
No
in the,
Wednesday
in the
night.
building.
Do not come.
Nothing on Wednesday
I
nights.
feel like the way you said that might confuse people
I
because you
know.
were like, you could come. I'm like, don't come. Just
Somebody's
don't
gonna show
come.
up. Maybe I'll go and just say, no, I'm not. Don't come to the building Wednesday. No one's gonna be there.
Well, except unless you're dropping off Christmas shoe boxes, then they will be there.
A few folks will be there, and if they are,
But
go
it's
to
not
that
a Bible
altar.
study.
pray
Just
for
drop off your
somebody.
Christmas box.
Look for some lost coins and lost sheep.
This is the week. This is drop off week
Y'all
for
bring the
our
box.
whole
We have-
community. We are the drop off location.
There's a lot.
So
We
tell
have a
people.
lot of boxes.
We have Miss Ann has hours. They're posted on the door. You can
For real.
see. I think I looked at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are all into the evening.
Yep.
I can't be any more specific than that because I'll make a mistake about the times. But
I'll do it.
get those shoe boxes in. We're excited about that.
It's gonna be great.
If you happen by on Wednesday, there won't be Bible study, but you can drop off a shoebox.
I'm going to drop off some shoeboxes. All right, guys.
That's it. That's all
Y'all
we
have
have.
a great evening. Very thankful for you. And we'll see everybody
Sunday.
next Sunday. That works, all right? Take care of yourselves, guys. Thankful
Bye.
for you. Good night.